Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be talking about the scam in Punjab that has led to 700 deportation letters being sent out to international students in Canada. Before we move forward, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon. Now, this is not the first scam that has led to deportation notices being sent out to international students in Canada. However, the scale of this one is huge. We're talking about 700 students, most of them innocent of any willful wrongdoing. This number can even go up as the investigation progresses. Many affected students have reached out to IRCC and CBSA, but there hasn't been any relief to this point. Unfortunately, the students are now losing hope. As per the Canadian authorities and the immigration law of Canada, the applicants are responsible for all information and documentation submitted with the application. Hiring an agent does not free them of this obligation. In this video, we will be talking about what happened, why it happened, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself from such scams. Now let's talk about what happened and what was the modus operandi of the scam. Most of the affected students apparently worked with a consultancy based in Jalandhar, Punjab. So this consultancy charged students 15 to 18 lakh rupees upfront and submitted the visa applications with a forged offer letter and a payment receipt. When the students arrived to Canada, they were told that the program at Humber College is full and waitlisted, so they will have to look for a new program. Out of the upfront amount, about 10 lakh rupees would also be refunded in the name of tuition fee refund from the college in order to maintain trust in the general public. So this company started its business in 2014. The person running this company was arrested and sent to jail in 2013 in the case of forging documents for an immigration application. He came out and then he started another company in 2014, and this is the kind of business he chose, and this is how he decided to operate. If you are watching this video from Punjab, you would already know that it is not uncommon for agencies and consultancies there to operate this way. The applications of these affected students were submitted between 2018 and 2022. A lot of these students were already on the PHWP or had applied for the PR. However, as per the immigration law of Canada, if you submitted any false information or forged documentation in any of the previous applications and it is uncovered at any point of time, irrespective of the status that you are in at this point, you will be penalized accordingly to the law. Now let's talk about why this happened. While we are extremely sympathetic to the students who have been affected by this scam, the immigration law of Canada has a very clear position on such situations. As per the law, the students are completely responsible for any information and documentation submitted with the application, and if any information is concealed or misrepresented, they are the ones who are held responsible, not the agent or representative. We do understand that at the initial stages, it is not possible for the student to be completely aware of the Canadian immigration law. However, unfortunately, it does not release them of the obligations. Now that we are clear, the accountability always stays with the student. Let's see how students get stuck with such agencies. When the students decide they want to study in Canada, at the very beginning of the process, they are just looking for the wrong things. Rather than looking for the genuine consultants and help, they're looking for customer service, guarantees, and the ease of process. So rather than looking for someone who's licensed to practice the Canadian immigration and operates ethically, the students are looking for people providing false guarantees and who take a lump sum amount and take care of the entire process for them. This makes the students extremely vulnerable and they lose any control over the process. In most cases, students do not have access to their applications, the portal login information, or any information being submitted on their behalf in their application. Now, statistically, half of the applications from India are approved. Hence, a lot of the applications that these agents submit are also approved. However, the real problem comes in when the student comes to Canada and they have to file for their work permits, their PRs, and then the information on those applications does not match with the previous ones. Or the IRCC is looking deeper into the documents that were submitted in the previous applications, because the student information application may not get a lot of scrutiny, but when it comes to the PR applications, the entire history is scrutinized of the applicant, and they even go and see the documents, the information that was submitted in the previous applications. Now, it is important to note the future applications are not the only way through which IRCC is uncovering these scams and the fraudulent documents. They are also doing audits of various applications on a timely basis, and they can pick any random applications, and if something is uncovered, then they might look for similar applications, which is what happened in this case, which is why these 700 applications were linked to each other. Now, all of this could have been easily prevented if the students had started on the right foot in the process. Now, let's move on to the most important part of this video, which is how you can protect yourself from such scams. First of all, you must understand the whole process of applying for a Canadian study permit and getting your admission done is a very transparent and simple process. If you still need help, you need to make sure that you're working with someone who is licensed to practice the Canadian immigration. That can only be either RCICs or the Canadian lawyers. However, if you do decide to work with one of these, you must be ready to pay their professional fees. A very common mistake that a lot of students in India are making is they would easily pay up lakhs of rupees or much higher amount to someone who's there in front of them, and then they can offer false guarantees, versus paying someone who is a professional in this field, who is trained to practice the Canadian immigration law, but they are away from them. Secondly, even if you decide to take help from a licensed immigration professional, even then you should make an effort to understand the process, at least the basics of it. Also, when it comes to financial, you should always do the transaction yourself, especially the bigger ones like paying the tuition fee to the college or university and opening the GIC account. It's very, very simple. All you need to do is walk into a bank and carry the instructions that the college or the GIC bank has provided, and you just give it to the bank manager and they will help you with the process. The third way to protect yourself is to never look for guarantees. When you're out looking for help, a professional help with your application, you should never seek someone who is offering a guarantee. The genuine and licensed consultants never give you a guarantee. If they do, then they are not genuine. Now, let's say you've just started your process and you've done everything right to this point. You have retained the services of a professional consultant. You have done your own homework. You understand the basics of the process. Now, it is very important to set the right expectations with your representative. So rather than expecting a lot of customer service, you should expect high quality immigration advice. Also, be professional and respect their time, just like you would respect a lawyer or doctor's time. Now, let's say you've started on the right foot and retained the services of a licensed professional. That would mean that you have a lot of control on the information that is going with the application and the documentation that is going along. At this point, you have to absolutely make sure each and every information, every date, every spelling of the name or whatever, all of that is absolutely correct and to the point. If there is any changes that needs to be made, you should inform the representative and ask them to make the same for you. You should never provide a forged or a fraudulent document to be uploaded with your visa application. Remember, all of the information and documentation will be scrutinized at a certain point. If not now, then at a particular point in the future. If you are deciding to do the application on your own, which as I said is fairly simple and straightforward, you should only trust the information provided in the official Government of Canada website. Do not seek immigration advice from your peers, from your university or college, or from anyone else, unless you know that they are licensed to provide that particular information to you. So if you act upon any misinformation provided to you by any of your friend, your colleague, or anyone online, you have to remember that you will be the one who will pay the price for it at some point in the future. So now, to conclude this video, I would reiterate to the fact that there are many bad actors in this industry, not just in India, but in Canada and other countries as well. Irrespective of whether or not you take advice from someone who's licensed, or you want to do the application yourself, or you want to work with anyone else in your city, you need to understand the onus, the responsibility is always on you. IRCC, CBSA, and the Canadian immigration law, all of them will hold you accountable for every piece of information and every documentation that is going with your application. By working with a licensed immigration professional, you may not get the best customer service, but you get high quality immigration advice and you protect yourself from such scams. Remember, the licensed practitioners have a lot more to lose should they be involved in such unethical practices. If you are wondering how can you figure out if someone claiming to be an RCIC is indeed an active member of the CICC and an RCIC in good standing, I will leave a link in the description box. The link will take you to the membership register of the CICC, wherein you can find any active and inactive member by searching with their name. If you learned something valuable in this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one.